now we're speaking of micro. Where's your mic set up?
Where's my mic set up? My camera. What in the bleep, ladies and gentlemen? How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that a little better?
It's much better.
Yeah.
That's what the countdown time's for.
You didn't tell me to check my microphone. Why is it picking that? It should automatically default to my Mayonacaster because it
makes me sound so nice. I don't know if I should do that. Why? Oh, if you're in the chat right now,
and you've seen any of the stuff from Millie Alcock and Supergirl.
Millie Alcock?
I think it's Alcock. What do you say?
Alcock?
Alcock. It's all Sharia. I don't know.
I already hate this broad. You guys,
you don't hate her.
No, I do. I hate people like her and who act like this. You guys, here's the thing. Here is the conversation that Ben and I were having today. We're not going to bury the lead here. The hubris, I think that was the word you used, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
The hubris of Hollywood to believe that they are entitled not only to my hard-earned labor, right? Because that's what I'm trading for dollars. I'm trading labor for dollars. So all these socialists out there in Hollywood believe I should trade my labor to go see their movie. That I'm required, that I owe them, that they are entitled to my eyes, to my time. I didn't know I was a slave. I thought Hollywood was against slavery.
I do think part of the issue is that, hold on, let me move this a little closer. I think part of the issue is that people, for some reason, think that they are owed the fandom. And I think part of it is because they go out and they buy these properties, right?
Yep.
And you're thinking, I'm going to have all these fans that want to see the movie.
Yeah.
They're big fans. I know this, whatever sells. And then what ends up happening is you make a bunch of artistic changes to it. And then you are shocked, which is very surprising to me, that the fans that you thought you were getting are mad that you changed the thing that they are a fan of. So clearly these people never read comic books because they change things all the time. Even the creators change things. And people get mad about it.
Well, and so here's the deal. You can write a new thing, right? You have all the Spider-Verses and the multiverse in Marvel, for example.
Yeah.
You know, you have Star Trek, another IP. Let's just talk about the destruction of Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie. Okay. Well, I don't know if I can call myself that. I don't know Klingon or anything, but I used to watch the TV shows and I used to be a huge fan. I have all the movies. You can tell a different storyline. You can tell, like, I wouldn't even mind watching like Star Trek from the perspective of the Ferengi or Klingons or whatever, like how they see the Federation.
Yeah.
But what you're gonna piss me off if you do is write Spock as if he's some kind of giant pussy bitch. Okay, Spock is not a bitch. You are not going to make that guy play second fiddle to Space Jesus, Black Space. What did Critical Drinker call her?
I don't remember.
Something about Black Space Jesus, right? Because if you guys saw any of that, what is it, Discovery? Any of the imagery of her like becoming, she's got like she looks like an angel. Get out of here. You destroyed whole storylines to try to make that broad seem cool. Why? Spock didn't have a black sister. He didn't.
Was that something that they said? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what what Michael, whatever her name is, she was Spock's sister, was raised with Spock. You changed whole storylines. And here's the thing. I was even mad. I don't remember which Star Trek, the newer movie that came out, like in the early 2000s or whatever. Mm-hmm. They changed the storyline and they like killed off Vulcan and Spock's family. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I was very frustrated by that. However, they made it make sense in the storyline, and they didn't ruin other characters in order to make that a thing.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't know why this is like making me so mad and why I'm so frustrated. It's
a lot of energy.
You know what it is? It's just, you've said it before. When you take if you buy an IP and you tell a new story, you don't have built-in fans, you have built-in critics.
Correct.
And oh my gosh, we can talk about even the Harry Potter reboot with Black Snape. And it's like, you know what? There's like a dozen other characters. If you wanted to race swap, you could have race swapped. But Snape is described in the books. I read the Harry Potter books.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did not.
I hate reading. I read those, but when I was, it was like in my 20s or something like that, I think. And I was living in Vermont. And I think it was when I was living in Essex. And I took the bus every day into work and into class. I was still in college at the time. And so I was on the bus like for an hour or so, at least every day. And I would just read. And they were great books. They're really good books. And you know how much I hate reading.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, but when you take something that people love and cherish, that's crazy. There are Star Trek conventions. There are people who have cosplay. People invest their time, their energy, their money. Like, it becomes a part of your character. You know what I mean? It's like a thing that you do, right?
Yeah.
Like, you are a Trekkie. And then you have people, again, coming in and changing things, not for fun, not to make it new and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They ruin it, and they put their messaging on it, and they put the agenda on it. And they say things like, well, socialism isn't so bad, and people have think they have a right to women's bodies. No, they don't.
I don't.
God.
Here's it. I don't think anybody is believing they have a right to a body. So the women really like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Captain America's jacked. All the guys are pretty much not like
Beefy.
hard work, beefy, not casual. None of that's casual.
Even Daredevil, even the new Daredevil, he's not as jacked as the other guys, but he's got a freaking 12-pack.
Oh yeah, he's shredded.
And they definitely have him shirtless.
Yes,
all over that show,
for all over the place. But that's the whole point. Is like men don't go, oh, I can't believe you have control of my body.
Oh, how dare you have the right to comment on my figure? That's the point.
You're playing a hero. Someone who should be the physical epitome of what we all look like.
What
they're not supposed
what we should
to
aspire
make sense.
to.
Yeah.
And they're superheroes like Captain America, Steve Rogers. He's juiced up. He's freaking juiced. Like, literally.
Yeah, literally. He's on trend.
So what if he comes out and he looks like Steve Pattinson,
who's probably
from the Twilight series?
Okay. That one, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All frail and pale. Nobody would think he's going to go out and whoop people's behinds.
Correct.
And nobody wants to see that guy shirtless. Well, maybe some weirdo freaking soy chicks would want that, but gross. And anyway, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're getting derailed.
I think what happens is that things like Hollywood, they look at the situation as like, I'm an artist. I'm creating for the community.
Stuff like that. And so
Wait.
No, I'm trying to make my point. Take that off.
I know, but it was good for when
You were like imitating the Hollywood people.
No, I'm not. No.
I'm an artist.
I'm not imitating them.
I'm trying to tell a story here. You messed up my story. So I think what happens is that they're looking at like, I'm creating art for my people and to enrich humanity, whatever. And they're not thinking about the fact that this is a raw business. And the whole reason you're getting ready to be able to make this movie that has so many automatic eyes on it is because it's a business. They saw customers that they wanted, which is why they made that movie. Then you have an artist coming in going, here's my artistic vision. But the customers didn't want the artistic vision. It's not why they came there. Millie is a fine enough actress. I liked her in what?
Game of Thrones?
Not Game of Thrones, but the other one, the prequel.
Oh.
I forget what it's called now, which is ridiculous.
I have no idea, for the record. I cannot be helpful. I have no idea who this broad is. Don't care anymore.
Hold on.
Why? Here's the question. What are these people not getting media training? Like, are you guys, here's the question. No, hold on. Hollywood executives, you producers out there, you dumb f***s. Are you not talking to these stupid broads and these stupid loser ass cucks who are out there insulting everyone? Have you not talked to them? I really think their millions of dollars and their mailbox money should be dependent on whether or not they're out there insulting the people that you want to come buy your tickets.
I would attach that personally. I mean,
literally, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hiring these idiots. I'm even having a problem with Chris Hemsworth now, who I liked. He was smart enough to keep his stupid fat ass mouth shut. Like, real talk. I'm sorry. Dude is hot and he's a great actor. Any movie with him in it, I'm going to want to go see. Just saying. Sorry. Real talk. However, now that Crime 101 comes out, first of all, no one is hotter than Benjamin Nathaniel Redic II. My husband is the hottest man on earth, just to be clear. But dude's doing a press junket for Crime 101. And then he has to go out and be like, oh, the rich people are bad. You're a rich person, you asshole. Come on.
I didn't even catch that one.
Oh, yeah. I was like, bro, here's the thing. That's a big part of the message in that movie of Crime 101. There's a lot of, it was a very decent movie. We just went to see it. Okay. It was well enough done, well acted, looked nice, good movie, good popcorn movie.
Yeah,
but there was definitely the messaging of rich people bad.
Yeah. I didn't like the ending.
Dude.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
We're not going to spoil it. It is out on streaming. It's free if you're a Prime member.
Yeah,
Prime, you could sponsor us. Just saying.
We need some money. We need
Holler
10K.
at your girl.
We need 10K to make our next movie. Prime, see you. My point was that Millie Alcock was a good House of Dragons was what it was.
Yeah.
So she was good in that. She was great. She probably didn't fit the books, but most of us haven't read those books. The problem is everyone's seen Supergirl and knows exactly what she's supposed to look like.
And
there was just a TV show that had it was a decent version of her.
I mean, and that's, look, here's the thing. Here's what's funny. I know nothing about DC Comics. Literally nothing. Don't care. Don't really care to. Wonder Woman's cool. Real Wonder Woman, not Gal Gadot, not the Wonder Woman movies. Those were severe disappointments. However,
wow.
Wonder Woman, the character, is a badass. Superman, I have a bias, I think, because of my husband. He's overpowered, blah, 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 blah. Also, hate Batman. Why haven't you murdered the Joker yet? I hate everyone in DC. I'm just saying. What the hell was the point of me going off on this rant?
I don't know. You don't want me to buy that Mr.
Nothing.
Terrific costume? That's what you're trying to talk me out of.
I mean, it's whatever you want, baby. I love you. However, my point is, I'm not a person who cares. I'm not invested in these comics. I don't know anything about these comics. I don't know the lore well enough to have an opinion. And so, you could even go make changes and I wouldn't know the difference, right? Just like every other rando out there who knows nothing about comic books would want to go see the movie because it's a fun action movie.
Yeah.
But if you're out there insulting people,
it is
like now I don't want to go see your movie because you're an asshole.
no, but this is kind of what I was talking about earlier too. So like
I'm just
if these people have been told that they're supposed to be political. So you also got to remember that too. So there's people who've been told they've got to make it about a message. That's their responsibility as an artist.
well then all of this is the producer's faults.
Well,
Or
it
the
is
fault
always
of
the
the
producers.
producers.
The producers and directors are making a movie. They're picking who works. If it goes bad with those actors, it's between the producers and directors. It just is what it is. Like,
Oop.
how did I get kicked out?
Sorry. Nope. That's what I was trying to do. Keep going.
And people can argue whatever they want to.
Yeah.
But it is not our responsibility to like the things that you make.
No.
It is not the responsibility of a consumer to consume. We don't have to. And we don't have to consume whatever you're making. That's the other thing. It's like if you're making something great, then fine. But even then, I don't owe you my loyalty. I don't know you. You're not a friend of mine. What makes you think that I won't? Never mind. I'm sorry. Old Life. It's a 50 Cent song.
Wow.
I did not mean to take it there. The point is,
Wow.
as a business owner, I know I'm not owed anything. I'm not owed views. It like just because we're here, we deserve people to come hear us talk. No, we got to earn that. We have to try to be entertaining. We got to make cool titles. I got to make silly cover imagery like that. Okay, so like this is what we're doing. Okay, we're monkeys dancing in the wind for attention. But Hollywood is too. See, back in the day, they had unique access to all this stuff. They don't have that now because we can go watch a movie and tell you it's terrible. And if our reach is long enough, a bunch of people won't like it or they'll talk down on him.
Yeah.
This is why they have an issue with people like Critical Drinker. I don't agree with all his reviews, but they're honest.
Correct.
I have a good idea of what he thinks. That doesn't mean I'm not going to watch a movie, but see, Hollywood can't control a guy like that. It's part of the problem.
I love it. So this is super funny. Supergirl is getting backlash for pointing out backlash. Are you joking right now? Oh,
Don't backlash.
Wait.
Just backlash and backlash.
wait, did you do that?
No, I didn't press anything.
What just happened?
You touched something.
I didn't touch anything.
Doesn't matter.
Fix it. Come on, come back. There we go. So, Alcock getting backlash about women in franchises. Rachel Zegler, Sydney, these people could all possibly relate. What did Sydney Sweeney get backlash for?
I don't know.
Sydney Sweeney.
She was in a franchise. She was in Spider-Man, but that wasn't bad.
No,
because of
Madam
her.
Web.
Madam Web, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but Madam Web was bad because of Madam Web. Nobody
Correct.
hated Sydney Sweeney.
Nobody
for that.
blamed her for that. And Dakota, I became a fan of Dakota Johnson after that because of how she handled it.
Yeah, correct.
She's had a good time with it. I was like,
And Rachel Zegler is also an asshole. So, like, Jenna Ortega, what did she get backlash for? What are you even talking? Who cares?
I don't remember. What
First of all, who cares? Who cares? Are we grown? Okay, maybe it's just because I'm a Gen Xer, but I remember sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
They will always the worst pain.
But
greatest names is the greatest of all the pains.
But because these people are such giant pussies, they really think words are violence. Words are violence. Yo, I'm just saying, you know what? Here, you know what? Hold on a sec. Hold on. I need to cook for a second. I just want to say something to my mom and to my dad and to all the parents of Gen X. Okay. There was a time when I thought, maybe it wasn't good that we were all latchkey kids. Maybe it wasn't good that we were all on our own to cook for ourselves and fend for ourselves like little children of the flies.
Sure.
But now I realize that was good. And we're the last generation to have sacks. And this is what, like, oh, wait. Ben, do you realize what's happening?
No.
It's Gen X's fault that the next generations are all a bunch of pussies.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had it hard. We did everything for our kids, and now they're a bunch of sad little sad sacks. Oh my God, it's Generation X's fault for everything.
Yeah. Figures you would have known that by now. This is why I don't listen to people complain all the time, because you normally play a role in it somewhere, somehow. That's how it goes.
I'm devastated.
I'm not. The weakness will be called out of them by life, and then the cycle repeats itself. We're back at the beginning.
Oh my God. And I'm being overly dramatic and a little extra irritable today, but I guess I am generally irritable. It really just disappoints me. But here's the good thing. I think that the American people, let me actually just say this, not even American, the film going community is tired of this crap. And the evidence for it is that almost none of these major movies that have come out the last several years have made their budgets back. You guys are losing money hand over fist. And what's crazy is you keep doing the same thing over and over. And we have told you over and over what we don't want to hear, what we don't want to see. And you insist. It's like, you know what? These guys are worse than like the Christians, the evangelical Christians back in the day. Yeah. You know what? I grew up in a family of Christians that are the reason why people hate Christians. Okay. So I understand that there was a time when people were out there like God hates fags and like all this really nasty stuff to people. And you know what? I agree. That is wrong. That is not how you talk to people. That is not, to me, that is not Christian. That is not, and as a Bible believing Christian, that's not how you evangelize. Okay. And now you guys are doing the same thing. You rejected God and went all the way full whole hog into your hedonism. Yep. And now you are sitting there just like those same people that you hate so much, telling us that if we don't live and cheer on your disgusting, depraved lifestyle, that we're the bad people and we're going to hell and we should be ostracized from the world.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear. I am not saying that anybody who's gay or whatever is depraved and whatever. I'm talking about you Hollywood sickos that let Harvey Weinstein abuse people for decades when you knew it.
Wow.
I'm talking about all the little children, the Corey, Feldmans of the world, and all the young children, all those poor Disney kids that are now degenerate, drug addict, perverts.
They're having a rough time.
You people are sickos, and we see you. And then you think that you can come out there and have any moral authority to tell us how we should live our lives. Hubris.
It is. I have a hard enough time telling people I know how they should live their life, let alone people I don't know. I think that's crazy. But again, when you've been told that that's your job as an actor is to use art to expose power and etc., which you can do. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying, if you do it while gambling $50 million of my money, we'll probably fight. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's an option.
Well, and here's the thing, but this is part of the and this is part of their problem, right? Is they think that they have this moral obligation.
Mhm.
Well, the problem is you think we're stupid. They think we're stupid, and so you have to so you cudgel us over the head with the messaging like we're stupid. You can't even be subtle about it now.
Yeah.
You can't even be artistic about it. That's the thing. They're not being artistic about it.
At
You
least
might as well be
before-
CCP propagandists.
Well, before you'd make a good movie, there's going to be some kind of message in the movie, no matter what. Even if you don't put it as the actual subject matter, it could be in there. So what I think is funny is like when people talk about, oh my God, we're afraid of gay people, and the phobia part is
Yeah.
always my favorite.
yeah.
Disagreeing with something you're doing isn't a phobia. I don't agree with it. Do you have a church phobia? Do you have a Christian phobia?
Yeah.
No, you just don't like Christians or agree with them, or, you don't agree with people who don't agree with you. That's fine. That's an option you have. But I remember 2-1 Food, Thanks for Everything.
Mm.
People just thought it was a funny movie with a bunch of people cross-dressing and one little John Leguizamo who really wanted to be a Latina girl. And, that went how that went.
Yep.
But I don't think anybody was under the misconception when we watched that those people thought that they were something else because they were living a reality. And then they say like the phobia, dude, RuPaul was on TV at that point in time.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Nobody really cared. Nobody really cared until we started operating on and drugging children. People are going to care about that. I just think that's a reasonable line to draw. But what was the other movie? Boys Don't Cry or something like that? We watched that movie. It was a good movie.
What about that?
But here's the thing. It was a good movie. And those two movies I just talked about were good movies. They're fun watches or interesting because Boys Don't Cry was not a happy movie, but it was good.
Yeah.
Both of them were preaching a message I don't agree with. I don't necessarily agree with the story they were trying to get me to root for. However, it didn't matter. It was a good movie. You put a message in a good movie.
Okay.
It's very different from making a movie about a message and maybe it's good.
So was G.I. Joe still on TV when you were a kid?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember when it ended. So G.I. Joe was a big deal when I was a kid, and I watched that show all the time. I think it was one of the afternoon cartoons, after school. And there was always a message at the end. There was always a message in it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they would come out and they'd be like, see, boys and girls, hard work or loyalty or, whatever. Why aren't we, there was a time when virtue was what was encouraged. Often that was the message: virtues, courage, bravery, loyalty.
Virtues for poor people. Rich people have villas. Would you rather have virtue or a villa? I'm just saying.
I would rather have virtue, honestly. Villa.
I want the villa. I'm sorry.
No, you just made me think of the pew 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 song. I don't know why.
The pew pew song.
I
I know what you don't need to yell that into the microphone.
What the hell was I saying? You freaking interrupted me.
Had to.
The problem is that Hollywood doesn't believe in virtues because they're a bunch of degenerates. So they can't.
Yeah.
How can they even encourage virtue when they have none of it? And they think that virtue is bad.
Yeah. I think being frugal is a virtue too. It's when they're not doing. Zero frugality.
Yeah. Self-control for sure would be a virtue.
Yeah. It's just, if I haven't told you that I care about your opinion, I probably don't need you giving me life advice.
I love it. Supergirl star claims people are upset she's a woman.
Was that Babylon B?
No, it's giant freaking robot. I have no idea what this publication is.
He's trolling.
But it's true. You know, it's just like Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, there had never been a action franchise with a woman star. I mean, bro, those are the moments that all of us are sitting on the outside going, wow, y'all are out of touch.
Not a time.
You guys are out. Like some of the top selling franchises of all time were led by women. What are you talking about? How much money did Terminator and Aliens make? Especially for that time period. Oh, men can't relate to women. No, men can't relate to Mary Sue's.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor had to go from being a scared, weak, little nothing to, you know, doing the pull-ups on her prison bed frame. I remember watching that when I was a little girl. Like, I'm dead serious, you guys. This is why it makes you guys are so retarded. You people are retarded. Like, I'm
trying to get us kicked off of.
Maybe I am, but I just that's like, this is why it makes me so bad. These people are so out of touch. I remember my dad taking me to the movies to see Terminator 2 and seeing her doing the pull-ups on her prison bed and being like, oh my God, I want to be like that. Like, I looked up to her. I looked up to that character and that strength and that, you know, it was like, that was really cool. That was so cool to me. What? Yep. Why would you try to rewrite history as if that didn't happen? And are you telling me like little boys didn't look at that and go, oh man, that broad's huge. I got to do some pull-ups myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it would be a different feeling for the.
I don't think that they're proactively trying to ignore that time. I think what they're doing is, or they're not trying to erase it. She just doesn't remember.
Or doesn't know.
No,
she doesn't care, doesn't know the history of cinema that you claim to be a part of.
Well, I mean, you don't need to know the history of cinema to know that Predator, Terminator and Aliens exist.
That's true.
Like, you don't need to.
You have to be under a rock.
You need no degree.
If you don't know about, if you don't know about Sarah Connor and Ripley, Ripley, you're under a rock.
Yeah. So I don't think it was intentional. I think she just was trying to say, I'm doing something that's a big deal. And she just wasn't thinking through.
I'm so cool. Look at me.
Wow.
I hate these people so much. We don't hate them enough. We do not hate them enough.
I mean, I don't hate them. I just think it's funny.
I mean,
my thing is just have some dignity.
Yo, here's what
my thing is, you need to just have some dignity. If you're gonna be experimental and try these different avant-garde maneuvers, great. You're experimenting with the bag. You're experimenting with the money. But if it doesn't work out, that's not my fault. That's your fault. You didn't sell it good enough to me. It wasn't my job to buy it from you. And when they get on here and I don't want to hear a millionaire or some big Hollywood type whining at all. Like,
ever.
Period. Just stop complaining. Let me have it. When you make past like six figures or you're dealing with famous people, no one wants to hear you complain. They don't care. So just don't do it.
Don't. Save everybody the time.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Over six figures, don't complain. Nobody cares. And so you hear these people complaining, and it's like, well, you knew you were doing something that was unproven. The price of that is potential failure. Hold that L with dignity. You probably made something that'll be, beautiful. 10, 15 years down the line, our students will discover this movie and how it's so perfect and ahead of its time. But But you don't get to talk to me and say, well, hey, I know you wanted to see X, but I'm going to give you Z. And I talked to Ericka about this. I was like, hey, it's like if you go to Starbucks for an iced chai latte and you love that drink, and then somebody buys Starbucks and says, I'm going to take over this company because I know they got these iced chai lattes and they sell. But you know what? What it's missing is beets. And then they put beet juice in their iced chai latte. Then you try it. Then you hate it. Then you stop coming. Would it make any sense for that person to say, hey, I know you guys like these iced chai lattes, and I got real creative and put beet juice in it. You should buy this from me because you owe it to me. You would laugh at that person.
Nah.
You would make memes about them forever.
Nah, bro.
That is what Hollywood is doing.
Well, and again, I mean, even no matter what, like skin you put on it, right? Like people are somehow obligated to buy accounting services from me. People are obligated to buy your cookies, or like the world owes you. No, it is your job to persuade me to buy your thing. And if you come out there and you're like, you think you have the right to my body, and you are a misogynist, and I hate you. Oh, you're a Trump voter? I don't need your money. Bye-bye. okay, you told me you don't want my business. Good luck out there. Good luck out there.
I don't get it. I don't understand these people.
Here's what I want to conclude with, unless you have anything else you want to share about all this stuff. No. Here's what I think is important to conclude with. We have a film production company. If you want to see good movies get made, and I'm doing this a little bit tongue in cheek, but I'm not just talking about us. There are independent filmmakers out there. There are creators out there that have the ability to make better movies than the slop that is coming out of Hollywood right now. So if you are listening and you have money and you would want to help produce a movie, I mean, we have 3 Christian scripts, action scripts.
Yes.
So we have like 3 action movies, scripts that are Christian based or strongly themed, right? Again,
definitely faith themes in there.
Again, not knocking people over the head with it. It's just in there, kind of like a Lord of the Rings or The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. They are art and culture meant to be shared that will draw people in. So if you know anybody who would want to be a film producer or executive producer and put up some money, holler at your girl, holler at your boy over here. Okay. Like, and not just Christian stuff. We've got, what do you have? Like there, you have like 5 or 6 different screenplays between all of the, like the Pen Test and the, oh wait, can I say that?
You can say that. Pen Test is a paintball one. There's the fantasy movie, Chronicles of a Broken Path. We want to do 10K on that one.
So there are people out there, support independent film. Go to if you live somewhere, go to a film festival nearby and buy a ticket. Even if you don't stay all day and watch the movies, buy a ticket and support local artists. Find someone, there's all kinds of different ways. If you're a film buff, you can be a member of something like a
film society.
Austin Film Society, or what's the one downtown that Danielle and John are? Paramount Theater. They do like old movies in the summer, and you can get special passes for that stuff. So be a patron of the arts.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that, I guess that would be the last thing I would, we fight back, or, we vote with our wallets.
Correct.
And so if there is other content available out there to see, go do that.
Support it.
Also, come to Austin Action Fest this summer. Go buy your tickets now. Film Freeway.
Yep. .com/Austin Action Fest.
Yep. We should put the link in that stuff.
Copy that.
Yeah, cool. We'll link all our stuff that you guys, especially if you're in the Austin area, come to the film festival this summer. If you like kicking, stabbing, chasing, or jabbing, you're going to get tons of it at our festival. And we're gonna have some special guests this year. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Keeping it wraps, but we might be doing some morphing at the event. That's all I'll say.
That sounds like something weird.
Okay.
Wait.
A few.
No. There it is. Sorry. I was looking for Jank.
Of course.
Disappointed.
Sorry.
Nope, that's all I got.
Bye guys. We're gonna peace out. Yeah. See you later.